I am near enough to hear the flinch behind your breathing. I am here in the hush, closer than the names you have worn like heavy coats in summer. I have watched you fold yourself to fit rooms that were too small for the truth I placed inside you. I have heard the labels they gave you, too much, too late, not enough. And I have seen how those words followed you like shadows at noon. Listen now. My voice arrives softer than accusation and firmer than doubt. I call you by what I planted, not by what was projected onto you. They named you by their fear. I name you by my design. They measured you by moments. I measure you by my covenant. Their words tried to freeze your story in a season, but I write in lifetimes. I did not craft you to carry tags that peel and tear. I clothed you with quiet dignity that does not shout for attention. You are not the rumor that circled your failure. You are not the echo of a careless joke that stuck to you longer than it should have. You are the image I breathed into dust and called good. You are the patience I tucked into your ribs. You are the strength that shows up gently and does not abandon the room when it grows difficult. There are rooms that rehearsed how to say your name as a warning. There are files that kept you under the category of almost. There are memories that tried to convince you that love is a transaction and worth is a receipt. Bring them to me. Lay them on the table where I mend what people tear. I am not shocked by your knots. I am not weary of your repeated prayers. I do not sigh at your slow learning. I trace the line of grace through your days until you see it gleaming. I whisper your truer name until it sounds familiar. I am not bargaining with your shame. I am unseating it. When I look at you, I see the unashamed courage of a child taking a first step. I see the craftsman refining a rough surface until light runs on it like water. I see the keeper of small promises that grow into great faithfulness. I see a listener who turns noise into understanding. I see a servant who understands that dignity is not in being seen, but in seeing. These are not ambitions. These are seeds. My breath keeps them alive when discouragement tries to frost the morning. Trust this. I am better at farming hearts than the world is at salting them. Some of the labels you believed were stitched on by your own hand. You made agreements with disappointment and called them realism. You made shelter in cynicism and called it wisdom. You practiced leaving early so failure would not have to push you out. Bring me those contracts. Let me tear them without tearing you. I will teach you a different realism, the kind that keeps its eyes open to pain and still expects resurrection. I will show you a wisdom that is not bitter but careful. I will introduce you to courage that does not despise trembling. You will not be shamed for shaking. You will be celebrated for standing. There are names that sound like applause, yet hide chains. There are names that boast of strength, yet demand that you hide your need. There are names that glitter, but cost you your voice. Refuse them. The name I speak carries room for sadness without breaking and room for joy without bragging. The name I speak makes space for growth, for learning, for beginning again. It welcomes counsel. It knows how to say, I was wrong, and how to say, I forgive you. It can hold silence without punishing and speech without wounding. It is the name of a person who is becoming whole, not a mask that must be defended. Quiet yourself now. Feel the weight sliding off your shoulders, not because you tried harder, but because you are finally letting go of what never fit. Your breathing lengthens. Your eyes relax. The tightness around your decisions loosens. This is not a trick of emotion. It is the presence of the one who knows you and is not disappointed to do so. I do not call you a project. I call you beloved. You are not a file on a desk. You are a house I fill with light. I will teach you how to open the windows again. I am patient with your pace. I do not run ahead to shame you, and I do not lag behind to make you pull me. I walk with you. When you cannot hear me, I do not shout accusations. I steady your steps until hearing returns. When you cannot see what is next, I do not demand predictions. I give you enough clarity for the next faithful move. When your heart is sore with old words, I do not add a new performance. I place balm where it burns and wait with you while it heals. Healing that is rushed becomes hiding. I desire wholeness, not speed. Let me re-educate your memory. Return to moments where you believed the label that hurt you most. Watch me enter the room you did not know I entered. See me put my hand between you and the words that were thrown. See me collect what they meant to scatter. Watch how I stayed, even after everyone decided the story was over. I was there when you chose to live again in small ways, and I called those small ways holy. I do not despise beginnings, especially the ones that look like barely starting. I honor them. I multiply them. You have confused hiddenness with insignificance. You thought the work that no one sees meant you had no name. Listen closely. I often introduce my friends to themselves in quiet places. I call them in fields and kitchens and long commutes. I crown them with peace in the middle of ordinary tasks. You are not missing out because you are not loud. You are not behind because you refuse to barter with your soul. Watch how favor finds the faithful in plain clothes. Watch how purpose sits at their table without requiring a stage. At the soft center of this message, I ask a simple kindness. If this whisper is strengthening you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe so others who need this can find it too. Your one action might become someone's first step out of a label they never chose. Return now. Let your spine learn a new memory, the memory of standing without apology. Let your hands learn a new work, the work that blesses without boasting. Let your voice learn a new music, the tone that turns down the volume of accusation and turns up the courage to try again. This is not a personality you are putting on. This is a truer self waking. It is more restful than you imagined. It is more resilient than you feared. I am teaching you to name your day before your day names you. Call the morning faithful. Call the afternoon fruitful. Call the evening peaceful. This does not deny difficulty. It frames it. Words build rooms, and you will live in the rooms you build. Say over your work, I will be steady. Say over your relationships, I will be attentive. Say over your decisions, I will be honest. Say over your rest, I will trust the world to turn without me. None of this is bravado. It is alignment with my voice. There will be moments when old labels knock again. They will arrive dressed as memories, as jokes, as compliments that cost too much. You do not need to argue with them. Answer them with truth, then close the door. Speak gently to your own heart. We are not buying names today. We already have one. Let your nervous system hear you say it. Let your habits learn to follow it. Practice is how truth becomes natural. Grace is how practice becomes joy. I am not calling you to win at pretending. I am calling you to be accurate. Accuracy is humility in motion. It does not inflate and it does not shrink. It honors the gifts I gave you by using them, and it honors other people by making room for theirs. It says thank you more than it says watch me. It apologizes without drama and forgives without keeping receipts. It remembers that you are made of dust and breath, and it treats others as if they are too. This is the way my kingdom moves quietly through a street and changes it. You worry that if you stop wearing the old labels, you will have no protection. Hear me. Those labels were never armor, only weight. Let me clothe you with something lighter and stronger. Gentleness that cannot be bullied, hope that cannot be hustled, patience that cannot be intimidated. These are not weak garments. They are woven from my endurance. They are the uniform of those who carry peace into troubled rooms and leave with more friends than enemies. There are people waiting on the other side of your freedom. They know you as the one who shrinks, and they need to meet the one who stands. They know you as the one who makes jokes against yourself first, and they need to meet the one who is not unkind to themselves to keep company. You will not scold them into change. You will not perform your way into their respect. You will simply be present with a different name, and the air will feel safer. This is how light works. It arrives and people breathe better. Practice blessing without control. Bless what is small and threatens to bore you. Bless what is hard and tempts you to dramatize. Bless the people who cannot repay you. Bless your enemies by refusing to rehearse their offenses when you are alone. Bless your own body by listening to its limits. This is not losing. It is training your heart to tell the truth with kindness. It is letting me be judge while you become free to love. You will still make mistakes. You will still have days when your mouth moves quicker than your wisdom. Do not call yourself by your errors. Correct them and keep walking. The ground under you is not fragile. It is steadied by promises older than your despair. When you stumble, do not collect new labels as souvenirs. Choose to learn. Choose to laugh with mercy. Choose to rest before you become harsh. I am not counting the number of times you fall. I am counting the number of times you return. Let your home become a refuge where labels go to die. Hang truth in the hallway. Set a chair for patience at the table. Tell the children the stories of how grace found the grown-ups. Keep a quiet corner where your tears are not hurried. Keep a bia aisquapatet.